Take a lick on my dick as you step into pure copulation on my balls. Something small. Kiss them all. I think that's what Mr. Beast is doing right now. I think he's trying to like remake like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. That's his latest like, $1 billion like YouTube video thing. Like how he did with like Squid Games. He's like, I'm gonna make IRL Squid Games. I'm gonna use my, hundreds of millions of dollars to fucking completely defeat the purpose of like the message of that show.
Did you actually watch it?
No, I didn't watch it, but like, I don't know. But that's what he did. I just think so. He had some critics for that, but I still think it was a cool idea regardless. But it doesn't matter. Hi, we don't got that kind of money here. You're listening to the Double D Experience. I'm David. This is Dennis. We are your resident D's. Sometimes, let me think for a second. What was my second thing? Sometimes multi, sometimes versus.
Always.
But never with Daisy in Mario Strikers.
Yeah, which will be a little bit of a preview for what we may be touching upon today. And hi guys, it's the morning. It's your boys on this fantastic New Jersey morning.
Hey, it's your boy. You won't get some of this dick? Won't you come over here, shake that little pussy? The way you got me man to feel, wanna give me that doo-doo.
As you can see, David is a little more active today compared to the last episode.
Excuses, man. I don't want to be like, oh well, Dennis ruined the whole fucking show by making me wake up in the morning to do podcasts now. It's so early. It's almost 11 a.m. I'm never even awake at this time.
Also, guys, granted, this is also David's day off, so
I'm just you made me get up early on my day off. How dare you?
I've been up since 6, bro. I don't know why. I just woke up like pretty fucking early this morning, and
I work around Dennis as he works around me.
Yeah. So
how he works around my shaft.
It is a give and a tug. I mean, take. But guys, welcome. We have it's gonna be a pretty low-key episode today. Nothing too serious at the very least, but gonna be some game talk.
Definitely some fucking nerd topics that we got, like nothing super serious. A lot of platform fighter, a lot of video game stuff going around. I guess I'll get this one out of the way. Speaking of tugs, I'm getting a distinct lack of tugs because my girl, the love of my fucking life,
digital life,
the love of my digital life, Daisy, from the Super Mario series. I don't know if is not in the base fucking roster for the new Mario Strikers game. And I popped off during the trailer for Mario Strikers Battle League because I could not believe that we were finally getting another Mario Strikers game. I'd been praying for a Mario Strikers on the Switch. And this one has like different gear that changes your stats. You can have multiple captains on a team. It's looking like they made a lot of changes. Don't know if they're all going to be good yet. We got to wait another month until the game comes out. But unfortunately, we're going to have to wait even longer for the absolute pinnacle, the icon, dare I say the deity of Mario sports games, not in the base fucking roster. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer for that game. Daisy was not in it. They revealed the full base roster. Daisy was not there. Rosalina was. Waluigi was. Fucking Toad is a captain now instead of like, one of the sidekicks or whatever. So Daisy was effectively replaced by Toad.
You mean Princess Luna? Because Rosalina's from Kid Icarus, ain't she? You said Rosalina.
Oh, you dumb motherfucker.
Wait, what?
You are thinking of Palutena from Kid Icarus.
Oh, okay, I'm an idiot.
You
sorry.
Stupid, dumb fucking bitch.
Sorry.
Rosalina is the name of the fucking cosmic space bitch from Super Mario. All right?
So that would explain why I was Googling up Princess Luna the whole fucking time last night.
Princess Luna.
Yeah, but apparently she came, like the picture of her came up, but it didn't state her like actual name. So I was just like, I guess at that point it just imprinted on me that her name's Luna, because it made sense, I guess. But then, and now David's telling me here that I'm a complete fucking moron. So
well, if you want to laugh even more, I believe in the some foreign, I think it's either the European or some of the Latin versions of Super Smash Brothers. You want to know what Rosalina and Luma are called in those versions of the game?
what are they called?
Rosetta and Chico. That's the name of the Luma. They just call him Chico.
I could see Chico. I could see that.
Chico.
It's like, Chico.
Say it in the Cuban way. Chico, okay, okay. Like, the Cuban way, like, you know how fucking loud we are.
Like the little nubs on the little stars, he's just like this. Like somehow he's just like pinching his fingers, like, hey.
God, somebody got to put that mod on that. Somebody, and some old mods like of fucking Smash 4, they put Snake's screaming sounds onto the Luma when the Luma dies. This is a kill goes ah. It's amazing, man. But point is, Rosalina's in the game, which is good. You know, she's a mainline of the Mario franchise now at this point. You know, Rosalina was in Smash way before Daisy was, like a whole game before she was. So, because she was in Smash 4. And the only reason Daisy's in is as an Echo Fighter, which she's kind of still got a little bit of that Waluigi factor, in that Nintendo just really gives them the shaft. You know, like Waluigi's still not in Smash, and he never fucking will be. And even though I feel like Waluigi would be really cool in Smash, because he could literally be the character that just represents like the Mario spin-offs. Like, he could have a move with, like, the dice block and the go-karts and stuff, or the tennis racket, golf club. He could be the character that just represents the spin-offs, since those are, like, the only games he's in. But instead, they only put Daisy in, and because she's an Echo Fighter, a Peach, and now she's not even in a Mario sports game, which gives me a level of diabetes that has personally been untouched by mankind. And I'm a very skinny man, so I don't even know how that happened. So, Dennis, I'm upset about it, irrationally, you know. Probably more so than Roe versus Wade, if I'm being honest. Yeah, there you go. There it is. I'm talking about the important shit on today's episode of the Double D Experience.
And I think it probably goes without saying. Goes without saying, I feel it. They'll definitely put her in as DLC, and I know they also did that intentionally, because they also know that you guys are horny ass motherfuckers. And that you will be like shelling out money. I mean, to be fair, the DLC's not even gonna be that much, unless she's gonna be part of like a fighter's pack, like a player's pack, I guess.
Usually free. In the last 2 Mario sports games on the Switch, which was the Mario Golf one and the Mario Tennis, they added a lot of characters that you only got like from like playing in like the online tournament mode once, so it was free. Like, they just, like, they added free characters. So, I know they're gonna do the same for Daisy. Like, I know they're gonna do that, but, like, how you gonna disrespect my girl like that?
And also Blue
not
Ball.
In the base fucking, and also Blue Ball, and not in the base fucking game. I've not had sex in a long time, Nintendo. This is all I have. How you... Look how they massacred my girl.
Went like, yeah, you guys are just gonna get the sloppy seconds at this point.
have you ever watched Pringus McDingus?
No, but that name annoys me.
No. Pringus McDingus is just like this he's this artist on YouTube, really popular, and this person has literally like given I'm gonna send you one really quick YouTube video real quick. One like really quick one. It's like the latest one he made. It's like it became like a meme. It's like Daisy singing and shit. Like the first thing that comes up when I typed his name was Pringus McDingus Daisy. Literally, here, like, just watch this real quick. It's like a 14-second video. There you go. I put it in the Riverside chat again.
Stop putting it in that
okay,
chat.
I'll stop. I'm sorry. I won't do that anymore.
The chat is fucking garbo, bro. Trash tier chat. What the fuck? Why did Daisy have
racist pups?
Daisy had like fucking Sora's shoes from Kingdom Hearts for some reason.
Like, just the chaotic energy that he gives Daisy in, like, all of his videos, man. Like, he has 2 videos called Hi, I'm Daisy, where it's just her screaming and just sitting in her house reading and stuff. And it's, like, all the little background elements that he gives her, like little statues of Luigi and golf cart trophies and stuff. It's like, this guy, and everybody says it in, like, the comment sections and stuff, this fucking guy has given Daisy more personality befitting to her character than Nintendo has.
But that's not an
in the last 25 years.
But that's not an accomplishment because
how is that not an accomplishment?
No, it's because not that I'm downplaying it. I'm just saying though, as far as that goes with Nintendo, like they do that purposefully. Cause they don't even want you to give a fuck about any of these other characters. They want you to focus solely on Mario and Luigi, maybe Peach, I guess, and then Bowser. And we haven't gotten a Wario game in God knows fucking how long. Waluigi's never gonna get his own game at this point. Like, he's gonna be second fiddle in a shadow, like in the shadows of his own fucking brother forever at this point, unless something changes within like Nintendo. But like the way that they also, I feel like, even just use their characters, even their IPs, like most of the time the side ones don't get love. They don't.
Yeah, and it sucks.
None
like,
of them.
You could do so much more. You know what I mean? Like, Daisy, another reason that she was in Smash and, you know, like, over Waluigi's because, unlike Waluigi, Daisy has actually been in a mainline Mario game. For those of diehard Mario nerds or whatever, Daisy is the princess from Super Mario Land, which was the first portable Mario game for the original Game Boy way back in the day. That was Daisy in that game, not Peach. Like, just for whatever reason, different princess, we made a different character. Supposed to be set in, like, a different kingdom. Sarasaland, which Daisy is the princess of. So it's all, like, it's all, like, you know, its own stuff. It's like there is a little bit of lore to that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Waluigi doesn't have any fucking lore. He was born in the recesses of some very bored Nintendo intern who just felt like drawing like on his shift for making some game that probably didn't even sell that well at the end of the day. He was like the fucking Ringo of Nintendo. They just threw him in the back, and every time he did anything cool, they just put his shit like, oh, we're gonna put that right on the fridge. Good job. Good job, Hiroshi. You did a really good job making this little character. And then when he made Waluigi, maybe Miyamoto was just really, really high, and he just, like, approved the fucking character. I don't know.
But it also should be said, though. It should be said that it is hilarious to see when Nintendo tries so hard to have you not give a fuck about these side characters, but we end up giving a fuck and then some for them even more because of that. Like, the day that even, like, you know, like, I mean, everyone knew who Luigi was. Like, you know, obviously everyone played Super Mario Land, the one for Super Nintendo. I'm not well versed in it.
The one for the Super Nintendo was Mario World.
Okay, Super Mario World.
Yeah.
And we got to play as Luigi if you played, like, 2-player with, like, another player.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that was Luigi's first introduction, but at the very
so, like a decade before
Super Mario
Mario Bros.
3, right?
No,
2?
Mario Bros, which was an arcade game actually. You know that little arcade game with the PAL block in the center where you're in the sewers and you hit the turtles from underneath the platform.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
That was Luigi's first appearance.
Okay.
Which was in 1983. That was like almost a decade before Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so you played as Luigi in like the 2-player of like the original Mario Bros as well. So like Luigi's OG, my dude.
Yeah, he's OG, and I think it wasn't. I don't know. Like, it definitely didn't seem as if he was like truly beloved until I think maybe a little bit after Mansion, only because oh, this is technically a Mario game, but it's about Luigi, and we're playing as Luigi, and we're trying to find Mario. And it was like, and I know like people may like kind of discount this, but it's like, I think that was one of the first maybe few times where I think Mario wasn't the central protagonist of a game. Like, and he wasn't even on the title of the fucking game.
You want to know some more fun facts here?
Please tell me.
Not the first time. There was a Mario game where Mario was the villain. And that was in Donkey Kong Jr. Way back in the day. Like, you played as DK's little son. DK was kidnapped by Mario. Kept him in a fucking cage with a whip in his hand. On top of that. And you played as Donkey Kong Jr. to climb up the little arcade ladder and save him. It was like, the original Donkey Kong, but like it was like a sequel to it.
That's like part of like Nintendo's history, where it's kind of the same with Disney. It's like that side of their whole company's history that they want you to forget about, because Disney also, like Walt Disney himself, drew fucking goddamn like drawings on planes that was going over the Pacific and bombing Japanese. And like most people, like,
what a patriot.
Disney never like mentions stuff like that nowadays, just because like, obviously Disney is a family company, like Johnson and Johnson, a family company. They don't want you to fucking ever know that part of its history, and not to even mention how much of a piece of shit he was, honestly. Like, if you really look into like how he was, and even
was the anti-Semitic shit true?
Yeah. It's pretty true. And not to mention, even like, this was like around the time when like he was starting to kind of grow the animation studios, and everyone kind of knows like the horror stories of like the working conditions for a lot of those animators. Like for a lot of big name movies that kind of like came out of the woodwork from that time, like Snow White, a few others, like, like they were honestly like technical like masterpieces for what they were at the time. But like, if you knew like the almost Chinese sweatshop ass conditions that these fucking animators were working in, literal warehouses of just these like fucking animators just slaving away line after line for these movies. And it's kind of weird, because like that was, people were saying like the sort of golden age of Disney's animation, like animated animation, I guess, like movie history. But if you kind of knew like the other side of it, it was kind of dark, if you really think about it. Like, Disney is one of those companies that like loves to tell you that like, oh, we're about family, and they treat their workers like as if they're fucking straight up like unpaid help or some shit. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, especially nowadays, like, how that shit kind of flies. Like, I even heard like people who work at Disney parks, like, just looking through some stories that I've seen, and like, of course, maybe it could be hyperbole, I don't know, but like, it's not exactly the most, sure, they may say they're the most family friendly type of company, but when it comes to their own people, they couldn't give less of a fuck about you.
I don't even work at a theme park. I work near one, and it can get kind of annoying. So I totally feel that, my friend. Didn't Ron DeSantis kick Disney out of Florida? What happened there? What happened with that? Something about like them, like Disney, like trying to be like all like PR savvy and stuff, and say like, we are not in favor of the do not say gay bill because we've always loved gay people forever and always, and gay people are great, and we advertised Onward with a trans character that literally had like 2 lines in the entire film, and all this, performative bullshit. And then Ron DeSantis like just kicked them out or something, and not kick them out, but like something about like Disney, like cut like some sort of funding to it or some shit like that. This happened really recently. This was in the news.
Yeah, this was like around in April. So I'm just reading this off of Camille Squires, a cities reporter.
Go for it.
From the publication Quartz. Florida state legislature passed a bill Thursday, April 21st, revoking the Walt Disney Company's control over its own self-governed special district within the state. So Disney basically had its own plot of land that they basically had all the say on what to do. And it was their own say. It was no one else. And so on Friday, Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill, putting an end to the privileges Disney has enjoyed for 55 years, exerting and she like highlighted this, unparalleled control over the land its theme park sits on, from approving construction codes to the right to build a nuclear plant.
What was that last one?
The right to build a nuclear plant. So DeSantis basically revoked all their privileges on that piece of land. So it might be one of the few good things Ron DeSantis has ever done. Yo, our boy DeSantis out here.
Killing off the anti-vaxxers, bro. Like,
and then also
kicking out countries we didn't even know existed on U.S. soil.
And telling Disney to go fuck themselves.
Yo, what the fuck? Oh my, you're telling me that Disneyland was just that? It was basically a Disneyland?
Yeah. Well, Disney World.
Like Disney World in Florida, yes, but like fucking, dude, it was like Pretoria.
Dude.
It was like a country that existed on U.S. soil, basically. They approved their own construction projects, and also they didn't have to go to like, Florida state legislature to do that. Like, no city councils, no nothing like that. You mean to tell me that Disney World down in Florida was basically its own self-governing body?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It was 25,000 acres, encompassing all the surrounding areas around the park and a few others. And the thing is that this is really funny. I'm like reading a bit further. This is actually
getting lightheaded thinking about this.
That's actually fucking scary. Like looking, like kind of thinking of it. But like,
oh so my god.
So they're gonna be turning control over to neighboring Orange and Osceola counties. I don't even know how you spell it. I don't give a fuck about you, Florida. In addition to handling municipal responsibilities such as water management, water itself, and emergency fire service, and the counties will also assume, oh my god, $1 billion in debt from Reedy Creek, which is the land that like Disney sits on. They're gonna assume $1 billion in debt from their operating budget, and up to $1,000 per taxpayer.
Oh my god, another fucking reason to not live in that goddamn fucking state, bro.
DeSantis,
that's gonna fall on the fucking taxpayers.
Wait. DeSantis, though, assured that municipal expenses for the area would not fall on Florida taxpayers. Quote, don't let anyone tell you that somehow Disney's going to get a tax cut out of this. They're going to pay more taxes as a result. Okay, yada, yada, yada.
He assured that, but at the same time, he probably said that because he knows that if he cost the taxpayers any money off of the fucking neo-state that existed within Florida,
yeah, Disney really,
they were gonna be pissed as hell, and then like their whole platforms would be like, no more taxes, not gonna buy government taking my money, and now all of a sudden, a corporation does it and it's okay.
The only other entity that has ever like successfully done this and is like still standing to this day is the Vatican. The Vatican is essentially its own fucking body, like sitting within also, like in Italy. Like, they're the only other body. And that's insane because of that list, we have the Vatican, an institution that's been in place in Europe, like, for fucking thousands of years at this point. And then we have fucking a yuppie-ass, like, Floridian who's like, oh, I'm gonna drain this swamp, and I'm gonna make a whole theme park themed around a fucking mouse and generate billions of dollars and absorb all these companies. Like, it's just, like, it's no wonder, like, obviously, which of the two has more influence at the world at large. I mean, people could argue maybe the Catholic Church still has that influence, but I mean, in the whole like very tangible like world that we live in, like Disney definitely has like a bigger hand than the Catholic fucking Church.
With only 3 circles, they dominate the planet.
I even think like Mickey Mouse is probably going up there to like how recognizable Jesus Christ is to the world at large.
Oh, be careful, Denise. You might get canceled like John Lennon. When he said that, you remember how John Lennon said that and everybody was mad at him, and then he still became, like, one of the biggest celebrities to ever exist?
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen to me. So anyways,
exactly.
yeah, so nothing's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
The experience is bigger than the Beatles.
This is... Oh, that'll
the
be
double Deedles experience.
Oh, God.
That was horrible. I'm sorry. But literally, yo...
This is insane.
I had no idea it was that bad. I thought... It took the Don't Say Gay bill for, like, the fucking mini country that existed on U.S. soil to be fucking evaporated.
It makes me even think too that I'm pretty sure
Oh my
like
God.
Disney's PR team probably calculated the risk. Like they probably went to Bob and like was just like, hey, look, we have two choices, either to stand with this bill or be against it. And either way, it looks as if we're probably going to piss off Mr. Ronnie Boy over there. And if we do, there's probably a good chance. They probably weighed this all. Like, they probably knew that, oh, okay, if we, like, step on his toes, then, like, chances are he's probably going to repeal that bill that we had in place from Walt from way back to basically give us our own, like, privileges and rights as essentially our own, like, functioning almost polity, I guess, at this point. But, like, you know, that's over now. But, like, you know, we take the losses, or we basically just cut ties with him, and we already are worth more than Ronnie Boy anyways. So it's kind of like it almost even doesn't even matter, like, if he does, like, cut ties with us, because you know, I think a corporation's at least strength is not really, in my opinion, its products, but more so like the connections that it can make within like politics, especially nowadays. And I think if you don't have those connections, like sometimes companies that certainly can go under, because it's like they're just honestly like some companies are just way too big to like kind of just disappear off the map and then like you know just not exist no more. And in the case of also Disney and also it being in Florida, like Florida's guys, I don't like if any Floridians are watching this somehow this early in the fucking morning. I mean, this is early for us, but if any of you guys are watching this, like the two of you maybe that like live down in Orlando that are watching this, like your state's whole identity revolved around this fucking mouse. And I am sorry, no one could give a less of a fuck about your shitty gators and your fucking oranges, or your like slightly maybe kind of nice looking beaches that you just love to kind of pretend as if you guys are from the Caribbean when you guys are literally the crusty smegma dick of the United States that like is just right down there. And like
steroid needles around.
Like no one could give less of a fuck about whatever your state offers except the mouse. That's a fucking fact. And no one gives a fuck about the Everglades unless you're a fucking bayou person. Like, you know, no one really gives a fuck. And
everybody just thinks Florida man. Outside of Florida, the first thing, I'm gonna be real, the first thing we think of now is, oh, you know, Florida man gets really, really high by putting ketamine in his asshole and then fucks his pet cat. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we think about when we see Florida now. Because if there's one thing Florida has, it's a copious amount of Florida men. And Florida men.
And, like...
so upset that that's where the fucking Nintendo universe is going to be. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, just to, like, put a conclusion onto this. It's just, like... One, your guys' state ain't shit. And I know a bunch of you guys don't even like your own state to begin with. The only ones who truly enjoy Florida are them old-ass farts, them retirees that go down there and live, obviously, like, in Mar-a-Lago or wherever the fuck.
Trump is now, I think.
Yeah, where he is at. And the average person who I usually kind of, like, I'm talking about usually, like, if they could move away from Florida, they would. But they also know, like, you know, like how a lot of people in Jersey kind of look further down south to like find like, let's say houses, like, because houses like think further down south are like a lot cheaper than they are up here. But they are also like, because of their situation, like they're like, oh, like maybe there's something up there, like, you know, maybe like New York or something. But then they look at those housing prices and then also even just cost of living, and it's like, oh fuck, like it's either I'm poor and destitute moving up north, like let's say to New York, or I just stay here kind of comfortably with the senator who's very unfriendly to a lot of different people. And not to mention even like, you know, you guys got hurricanes, the like average maybe like 100 deaths by alligators like that you all got down there every year, and mosquitoes up the fucking ass. Like you guys probably got like, you guys need malaria shots knowing how much fucking mosquitoes are down there. So, in case in point, I guess, really, it's just like, I'm shocked. Because same as David, I am shocked that, like, that Disney had essentially its own fucking country within Florida, a 25,000 acres sized country, which I mean, guess really looking at it is really not that much different from like, you know, even just thinking of the Vatican, like how like they are within Italy. It's almost the same fucking deal. It's just like, you know, like just don't piss off the people at large. But
Yeah.
clearly, you know, Disney said fuck it and just said fuck you to Ronnie Boy and said, all right, fine, like whatever. And now all these other municipalities are going to be taking over their fucking operation costs, which is wow. Like
Disney just tries to appeal so hard to, like, you know, the ultra liberals now, and being like, we've always loved gay people, blah blah blah. We have a trans character in our new Pixar movie that has literally 2 lines in that film. Shout outs to Onward, and all this stuff because it's like it's good for their PR. They just know their demographic, like the Freeform Network, I believe. I don't know if Disney owns them anymore, but they did own them. They make a lot of very, very feministic shows, like that one,
Turning Red.
Not Turning Red. No, that's a movie. I'm talking about the Freeform Network, which was formerly ABC Family, which had all, like, those Tumblrette shows and shit that... The ones were just, like, you were like, yeah, women are strong, fuck men. Like, the kind of, like, feminism that, like, shows, like, sort of, like, the false empowerment of women just because they try to show, like, ridiculously, like, overly powerful ones just to try to appeal to, like, young, radical feminists and stuff.
Oh yeah, so stuff I would never watch in a million years.
It was, like, Tumblrette shit, basically. Like, what was that fucking show called? Hold on a second. I need to remember the name of it. Hold on. I need to remember. Was it Good Trouble? Motherland? No. What the fuck was that fucking show called? Ugh, god damn it. I don't remember what it was. But it was some show where... It was some show where it was like super duper like... Yeah, fuck men, and the women are best, and apologize to my friend, how dare you, like, one of those kinds that really, like, is sort of, like, the young, immature, false sense of empowerment feminism, rather than, like, the one that's actually, like, about equality, in that kind of sense. So they made a lot of those shows that were just hardcore, like, just fucking pandering to, was just hardcore pandering to those kinds of people, and, what was the point I was trying to make here? It's just funny that they try to appeal so hard. No, listen, it's so funny that they appeal so hard to that base. But their fucking, apparently literal governing body, which was their own fucking, like, actual government within the confines of the walls of the great nation of the United States of America, is in one of the most fucking conservative ass bayou fucking states in Florida. The one where you got Ron DeSantis, who is literally letting fucking cops break into people's homes off of, like, zero suspect of just fucking, you know, the Don't Say Gay bill and, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? What was the one I'm looking for here? Was it the one where he was persecuting trans? That was Texas. I got that one confused, where they had the one where they were, like, looking to, like, you know, arrest, like, the parents of trans kids or whatever. I get Texas and Florida confused sometimes because, much like YouTube and Twitch, the two of them are in a perpetual battle to see who can just become the fucking shittiest goddamn platform you could possibly find. And it's the same thing with the states for those two, but it's just funny how Disney, like, tries so hard to appeal to that base, so much to the point where they're, like, taking a huge stance on, like, the Don't Say Gay bill among all that, which they have to because, like, they're in the walls of Florida, which is where that, you know, bill is from and where that bill passed and stuff like that. And yet, you know, that's just where their base of operations is. It's just kind of funny. You know what I mean? That's the direction the company is going in, and now they're clashing with the actual, like, state government of Florida in that way. It's really wild to think of that, my friend. And I'm looking at, like, the Reedy Creek shit now, man. Like, holy God. I had no idea that they were basically just self-sustaining in that way. Like, they have that much money. That's kind of fucking scary.
Yeah. Like, and mind you, this was, like, I believe, at least from what the article kind of implies, I'll probably look this up maybe further on my own time, but, you know, what I'm about to say probably is hearsay because I'm not going to be Wikipediaing.
Objection, hearsay.
I'm not going to be Wikipediaing this, like, right now. But I think this deal probably, was made during Walt's time. He was, I think at that time, he was very friendly with the Floridian government at that point. And Probably, yeah. He just straight up made a deal with them and said, "Hey, I want these 25,000 acres." And I think this was around like the shitty swampland that everyone kind of knows it as. And like,
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, like this land is worthless. Like, let me take it off your hands, and then also let me also be my own governing body within your own state." And Florida thought, "All right, whatever, fuck it. Like, you want to do that? Go ahead." And then he just drained the swamp, and then like he made Disney World on top of it.
Tell me this guy literally drained the swamp.
Again, this is probably not true, like at all the way I'm saying it, but like from at least like from a glance, yeah, like Walt had enough pull. Like he was up. I think how like the robber barons like were the like most powerful like human beings like arguably like within the United States around their time. Walt and maybe a few others, I think, were like around his time were like the same sort of way, like because when Disney like started to really make a presence, especially not only with just its cartoons, but like I don't know, maybe it might have been after when the movies started to come out that they really started to kind of like not only capture the imagination and at the same time like become almost a national cultural icon, because like it's almost like, oh, you can't have America without Mickey Mouse, but it's like I don't think the two equate like that, but it's just like Mickey Mouse like is up there when it comes to cultural icons. And like it's so fun because I always quote this kind of like from The Boys, like the one character Homelander, like he like goes to say like, you could go to a camel jockey in Saudi Arabia and you'll know who the fuck I am, and he'll say in perfect English, Homelander. Like it's the same way with fucking Mickey Mouse. Everyone and anyone knows who the fuck he is. And
yeah,
like, and that's why like I'll give credit where credit's due. Like Walt made a cultural icon. Like he made easily one of the most recognizable fucking characters ever. Like anyone and everyone knows who the fuck Mickey Mouse is. Same as like how they do with Mario and like several others. But like Mickey Mouse is like that. Like literally, David said like the 3 fucking circles. You couldn't have had a more simpler fucking like logo for your entire like company, and everyone knows what the fuck it means.
Those 3 circles. How well? First, I draw this head. then I erase some of the finer details, and presto, a circle
and he
thingy.
He just adds the 2 other circles for the ears. It's just like
just draws 2 more like perfectly exquisite like busts, like getting that down. Well,
he just races it down.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, I guess as far as what's up? Go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to wrap. Yeah, like just at least for this one, cause like dude, that's nuts. It's honestly nuts that like Disney, like I mean, we all kind of knew that like obviously yeah, Disney World was built.
The Bold Type. That was the name of that fucking show. That like was all about just like, yeah, it was called The Bold Type. It was this show that was just like, yeah, fuck men and yeah, you gotta watch like an advertisement for it. And I don't know, maybe I was just like an angsty like sort of like dumb teenager that like saw like strong women as like a threat because I was insecure in myself as like a prepubescent kid or whatever.
They're not a threat, they're just annoying.
when I was a young lad, yeah, and I was just like it wasn't like it wasn't what was that movie we watched, that indie film that from Jessica? It wasn't.
Damn, are we really Jessica?
No.
Jessica, I'm sorry if you are watching this. I forgot the title. I will never forget the movie.
It was called Unpacking. I remember.
I will never forget that movie, but I just forgot that title. I'm sorry.
Yeah, where it actually shows vulnerability of the characters and how they grow through them to make them stronger, as well as like, talking about that kind of equality by portraying some strong male characters too. Like, that's real feminism. This show, The Bold Type, was just like, the kind of the women who like dance like this and shit. Like the fucking witchcraft ass fucking like, you know, read stones, yet it's in the most fucking toxic red flag ass relationship. The ones who preach all like, you know, this body positivity and like relationship positivity stuff. You should leave him, girl. Meanwhile, she's dating the most dumbass toxic motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life. All that shit. And like Disney advertised those kinds of women as like they're the bold type. They're bold. They get what they want. Like it was literally like Tumblr feminism is what it was, and that was the base that Disney tried to appeal to, and it enabled them to create their own fucking country on US soil. So good job, fucking Tumblr. You created a fucking actual little mini ethno-fascist state on US soil. Did you get what you wanted? Did you get what you wanted, Tumblr? Because I don't think you did, because you're not around anymore. Good job getting rid of porn, you fucking dickheads. Oh, Christ.
Dude, you know what was really funny? Didn't we literally just say this was going to be kind of a lighthearted episode?
We did, didn't we?
We just went off like for 30 minutes, like saying we're calling Disney like ethno-fascist and shit. Like I love how like ass backwards that whole shit turned out to be. And we only have like 20 minutes left of this fucking episode.
Okay, well, we're done. Disney created its own country off the stupidity of others, and Ron DeSantis did one of the two only good things that he's done in his life in terms of getting rid of them. All right? Our boy, there you go. To some companies who do what Disney does on a much, on like, I guess a much lesser level, but still insanely powerful, millions and millions of dollars on
Trillions
that part.
at this point.
We have Nickelodeon out here with 3 new characters in one of my favorite games out right now, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. I go to Max Ketchum's house very frequently. He's like he's a top Smash commentator. He plays a lot of Nick as well. He likes that game a lot more than Ultimate, as do I. So I go to his place since he lives nearby. I play a lot with the Nick guys. They fucking have fun being degenerates. It's good. It's good. It's good. I love my boys. We all go back. It's great. And so went there because I had the time to experience the latest character that was in the game. I'm going to go back into the recesses of your minds, friends. XJ9 Mrs. Jenny Wakeman from My Life as a Teenage Robot. Do you motherfuckers remember that show?
I love that show. That
was a great show. That was a great show, my dude. It's like, I'm gonna create a fucking robot, and I'm gonna, you know, I never got the chance to have a daughter, so I'm gonna create a robot and just skip all the fun years where they're like little kids and they're kind and they love their parents and just go straight to the fucking angsty stage. That's what I'm gonna do with my robot. Why would you pick a fucking teenager to make them at the age? If you're gonna build a robot child, you're gonna put them as a fucking teenager first? That horrible, I hate you! You're so annoying! Fuck you, mom! Like, angsty ass years? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that?
The problem was, as well, like, you gotta remember.
And Jenny was angsty as fuck. She had like temper tantrums and shit in that show.
She was. Like, she literally would destroy the house, I remember sometimes. Like,
that was the whole concept of the show. They'd be like, what if a teenager just had like a whole like temper tantrum or anything, but instead they're just a fucking killer robot and they destroy the house every time they have a tantrum.
I honestly think her mom is one of the most irresponsible people I've ever seen, like, on a TV show. And mind you, this was a show meant for like really, really like just turned prepubescent fucking children. And her mom essentially made her universe's equivalent of a fucking nuclear weapon, because clearly nothing could stop her. Like, Jenny literally could lift up like buildings and just destroy motherfuckers, like, just single-handedly if she wanted to. She literally, like, what do you call it? Like, and it even just makes you think, like, clearly I think it was Mrs. Like, was she married at all, like, in the show?
There was no dad character, I don't think.
So, Ms. Wakeman.
Probably explained some things.
Yeah. So, Dr. Wakeman had 8 attempts to make a daughter, right? And she apparently hated all of them, that she just ended up saying, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with children. Let's deal with the most angstiest fucking age of a child and just see where we go from there. And, you know, obviously, like, Jenny, I think, was, at least throughout the show, from what I remember, she seemed a lot more curious more. Like, she always wanted to try and understand things because, like, you know, she was a robot in a fucking human sort of, like, kind of world. And she went to school like any other ordinary girl. But at the same time, like, everyone still kind of, like, was just like, yo, she's a fucking robot. Like, there was just, like, this low-key racist attitude towards her when she first came to school. Like, everyone was just like, what the fuck is she doing? Was she a fucking robot? There's a fucking robot in our fucking classroom. Like, and then obviously, yo, Brad. Yo, I love how this fucking character, I love Brad so fucking much just because he has the most Chad-ass fucking name. And, like, he ends up, like, going out with the fucking robot when the fucking smelly, mouth-breathing weeaboo, like, was trying so hard to get into her pants, but he just could not slice it. Like, fucking, she chose Brad over you, bro.
We're gonna tip the Nickelodeon iceberg. Real quick. That was like
Good
what am I trying to say? Like, that was what's the term, like, for television where, like, they're trying to, like, implant something on you subtly, like
Inception?
not inception, not
Imprint?
imprinting. No, not imprinting either. What was the subliminal? Subliminal messaging that guys should. Maybe it was just like some like super like subliminal message where it's just like, yeah, you know, she's a little different, but she's still a woman. You know what I mean? Maybe that. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm
David,
just
David.
saying.
David, I even told you before. Like, we'll fuck
Yes,
anything.
she's got hammers that come out of her genitals. Yes, her hand can turn into a drill claw. That doesn't mean that she doesn't got a nice robot ass. Like, you feel me? Like, you feel me? Yeah.
David,
I just wanted a piece of that robot's ass. You feel me?
David, it just goes back to what I told you. We as guys, like, we will fuck anything. If it looks like a woman, we will fuck anything. Like, literally. Like, and Brad, I don't even know, like, I mean, there's probably Rule 34 of XJ9 out there.
Oh,
but
Dennis, look what I just sent you in Discord.
I know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like my brain. It's all circuited, like, circuity and metallic.
Do you remember the Zone Sama parody?
Come again?
Oh, boy. I'm gonna need a sip of my coffee for this one. Hang on a second.
Let me drink some water. Guys, we're gonna go on a water break for like 5 seconds. Just give us one moment.
It's 5-second ad break. Logitech gaming PCs. And that's the whole ad.
Brought to you by XJ9 Booby Mousepad. Get yours today.
I love that image so much of Eggman just going into the fucking... It makes me laugh every fucking time I look at it. Every single time. Like, I'm looking for an RTX 3080. If you do not bring me the 3080, I will rupture the entire gaming PC Micro Center store. My Eggman, it's early in the morning. I don't have it on par.
And I'm just kind of like, sir, the RTX 40 series have just been said to about to be released. I don't know when, but it's coming. It's like, you want to wait or like
just bitch slaps him.
By the way, yeah, guys,
I'll build my own. No, that fucking image. Yeah, that image right there. What we're talking about, I'm gonna put it on screen right now. This was an actual bit of dialogue from Jenny's like single player campaign in Nick All Star Brawl. It was removed from the game pretty recently. Oh boy. And for those of you that don't know why, it is because it has, and this was actually brought about on Twitter by my friend Jut, whose tweet went viral about it, and got the attention of the Nick All Star Brawl devs. That is not directly referencing it, but there is a parody by an old Newgrounds artist named Zone Sama, who, for those of you old heads who might be familiar with their work, made very
suggestive,
creative, and high-resolution porn parodies of Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon shows such as the world-famous Blue Me, as well as one featuring Jenny Wakeman. getting gang raped by about 4 rock monsters. And in that video, she says, "Oh, you wouldn't like my body. You wouldn't like my body. It's all, circuity and metallic." Zone Sama was famous for amazing sentence mixing and making the parodies look like an actual episode of the show. He drew them in the exact same style as the actual, shows that you'd see on the TV.
Good lord.
And as a result, that little bit of dialogue from Nick All Stars was removed from the game.
Gone.
I don't know if it's still on Newgrounds. Probably not.
You can probably find it somewhere.
Oh, you definitely can. Yeah. Bloomy is still out there somewhere. That one's been memed on Twitter plenty of times. It's the one where, Blue literally, fucks the shit out of Frankie. And he has, 2 dicks, and he's, fucking both her pussy and her ass. At the same time.
I remember.
You remember? You've seen that one.
Yeah.
That's Zone Sama. That's the guy.
I might have gotten off on it.
No, me too, when I was a young kid. Yeah, I didn't know any better.
I mean, guys, Frankie, everyone wanted to fuck Frankie. Even if
I had a legit hardcore fucking crush on Frankie when I was a kid. I'm not even kidding. I was actually low-key in love with her.
Frankie was kind of up there with Wendy from Gravity Falls, isn't she? Everyone who grew up with Gravity Falls was just like, oh yeah, I want to fuck Wendy.
I want her to grab these balls. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Foster's was our Gravity Falls for people who grew up with Gravity Falls. It was even the same way.
Just what she looked like, man. It was her voice. It was her attitude. It's just she's there's a whole thing about her being a caretaker as well, which just lets you know she knows how to take care of people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been with caretakers before. They know how to fucking fuck. I will tell you that much.
Fun fact. Same girl who voiced Frankie voices Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, it's Grady Leslie.
Yeah, Grady Leslie. Yeah, Dude, she's pretty fucking good.
She has a sinister voice, Grady Leslie. I mean, she's also done Daphne from Scooby-Doo. She's one of those voice actors who really, really found her niche, which is why she's one of the most successful ones out there right now. She's got a very iconic voice. You could tell it's Grady Leslie whenever you hear her now, even if she's doing a really good, easily recognizable. Yeah. So
up there with Tara Strong, you think, real quick?
Tara Strong, I wouldn't even go far on Tara Strong being recognizable because that woman's a fucking chameleon. She's her. She sounds like a different person in every role. She was Omi in Shaolin Showdown. Fucking Timmy Turner, as well as that, and then you have Raven, who's this very low voice character as well, which is that's so Raven. So yeah, point is that got removed from the fucking game for that reason. But Jenny herself is really good. Max took some games off me with her. He's really good at the game. It was a lot of fun. But the real star of the show.
Oh, yes. And guys, we're running out of time.
Not coming out till the summer. Miss Hugh. Yes, it wasn't until she brought out the ducks that things really got spicy. I shot my load all in one big go. Oh, it's too early in the fucking morning. This is about you heard my voice crack. I can't even reach it. Weezer. Weezer. They put Hugh Neutron. He's coming out this summer. Hugh Neutron is going to be in fucking Nick All Stars. They put him in the motherfucking game before Jimmy, the namesake of the show. And Jimmy could be a versatile character, man. He could use his easily well-designed character they could make him out of. I think if anything, it would be harder to do that with Hugh. But apparently he's got a bike move. He's going to use his ducks. It's the whole thing is just in there. It's just the fucking Hugh Nation, Mark DiCarlo on Twitter, my boy Kelvin, Espada Amorosa, who made that viral tweet in the first place of them getting Mark DiCarlo to do the voice work of that fucking parody that they do. It's oh, bad DI there, Jimbo. Looks like you're headed to the Shadow Realm. That. They got the actual fucking voice actor Mark DiCarlo to do that. That tweet got 50,000 likes. And it worked. It formed the Hugh Nation. It formed the Hugh-niverse. And my fucking friends did that. So, I take a lot of good pride. I take a lot of good pride in my boys for, actually memeing that hard. To the point where, in an assisted way, they were actually able to get Hugh Neutron in the game. And just resurge the character's popularity. It's amazing, really.
I will even go on further to say...
Ignore that. Ignore that. Y'all didn't.
I honestly even feel Sheen is gonna be in the game before Jimmy. I will bet fucking money on this that Sheen will be in this game before fucking Jimmy at this rate.
Counter argument. I don't think they're gonna put Sheen. I think they are going to literally make Ultra Lord himself playable. That's what they did with Powder. That's what they did with Powdered Toast Man. Powdered Toast Man is in the fucking game. From like Ren and Stimpy.
That is true.
Crazy stuff, honestly. Yeah. And then the last one is Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life.
Basically, Jimmy's not gonna be in the fucking game at this rate.
Dude, I don't even know, man. I don't even know if like the reason that Timmy's not in the game or like Cosmo and Wanda is like a dual character, which would be perfect, frankly, like the 2-in-1. I don't know if they just don't want to talk to Hartman. If like he owns the rights, maybe they just like don't want to associate with him like after like the Christian shit. But it wasn't that big of a scandal. So I don't know. They have Ren and Stimpy in the game, and Ren and Stimpy was literally created by a pedophile. So
But did he like essentially cut ties like entirely from like Nick and Paramount?
No, not at all. Not at all. If anything, he there was a special now, like there's the other Fairly Odd Parents show and stuff, like the live action one that everybody hates. And so to be honest, I really don't know. I really don't know. But that's not true. I mean, it's not a matter of cutting ties with Butch Hartman because Danny Phantom's in the game.
Yeah, exactly. So
I really don't know why there's not a Fairly Odd Parents rep. That is kind of nuts. Maybe just not yet. I mean, there's going to be a lot of DLC characters for that game.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
So yeah, but the fact that like Hugh Neutron, the point is the fact that Hugh Neutron got put in the game before Jimmy goes to show that these fuckers who made Nick All Star Brawl, like you mentioned earlier before we started recording, know their audience.
Oh, they do.
They know their audience, man. That's ballsy. Normally, like, you know, to put like a side character in before like the main one, it's just like, oh, that's kind of dumb. Why would you do that? And but this time, no. They know their exact demographic, and while I'm a little worried about the longevity of the game, if it might be a little, like, too catering to the niche rather than, like, opening up, like, new doorways for outside players, like, the game needs more casual modes. There's no items or anything for casual players to play. It was designed to be competitive, and the competitive players are the only ones who are doing it while competing with Smash Brothers and now eventually Multiverses when that game comes out. I'm a little worried about it on that front, because Nick All Star Brawl is such a sick game. It's so good. I like the gameplay so much more than Smash, personally. And I want to see more people play it, so fuck it. I'm gonna put a link down to the grind cord in the chat, not in the chat, in the description down below. If you want to join the Nickelodeon All Stars grind server, want to find out where to start, what tournaments you can enter, and stuff like that, who to talk to, if you want to get involved as a commentator or a TO or whatever, I'm gonna put that down in the description below. Feel free to join that Discord. We want that game to thrive, and judging by the amount of likes and stuff and the attention that Hugh was like 3rd on trending. Like on fucking Twitter when that shit came. The game's not dead. Anybody who says Nick All Stars is dead can suck my fucking fat, girthy, 8-inch white cock. All right, fuck you. Honestly, like have a more positive. Let people enjoy the games they want to enjoy. God, I farted so many times during that whole fucking monologue that I just went on. I just crop dusted my own room. God damn it. Well, it doesn't seem like we have enough time to talk about multiverses.
Other than the fact that, we'll just say this. I think it is great that another platform fighter is coming out.
With voice acting.
With
which
voice
is one
acting.
thing that Nick All Stars does not have.
And I don't know. It's just, I just can't view it anything other than just like a positive thing. Like just seeing all these, like, especially from Nick All Stars and plus even Multiverses, like them bringing back like a lot of these characters that I honestly feel like a lot of these games are kind of like for the old farts like me and David who like grew up with a lot of these like sort of characters, because like I don't think any kid knows what the fuck Scooby-Doo is. They probably think we're like retarded if we say Scooby-Doo.
Well, there was that movie Scoob that came out back in 2020 that like.
Did anyone talk about it?
Yeah.
No one cared for it.
I actually listened to a whole Shaggy like voiceover thing, like the history of Shaggy's voice actors, from Casey Kasem to Matthew Lillard to all these kinds of people. Will Forte, you did a terrible job. I'm sorry. You did not sound like Shaggy in that movie. Like you got the intones right, but you just didn't fucking sound like him. You were casted because you're a celebrity. Fuck you.
And you didn't even go Ultra Instinct once in the movie. So
exactly.
Like what are you even doing, bro? Like,
And then Amanda Seyfried as Daphne. It's just like it's supposed to be a rebrand. Like Scooby Doo's been rebranded and retold a million times, but it's just like, fuck. Greta Leslie sounded like Daphne. She sounded exactly like Daphne.
Can I say something real quick?
What?
I don't think Amanda Seyfried is honestly all that great.
Like in
I've
general?
seen her. I've just seen her being in a lot of stuff. Sure, but I'm not here for hotness. I want authenticity. Like when it comes to, especially like if you're voicing like, let's say a like pretty famous character,
iconic character.
Yeah, like I've seen her in a lot of things, and I'll tell you this: I am not impressed. I've not been impressed once with any of the shit that she's been in, and like it's kind of getting to that point where I'm starting to think, is she starting to become like the Chris Pratt, like the female version of Chris Pratt for a lot of this shit now? Because like I've just been seeing her in so much stuff, and I'm like, and she doesn't excel at it at all. And I don't think even
Christina Pratt.
Like, she's not even that great of a voice actress either. And like, she was okay. I think she was in Mean Girls, but she was the most like forgettable fucking role out of even like the. No,
I don't agree with that.
Because the dumbass girl that I forgot her name, but like she had more memorable lines than Amanda Seyfried.
Amanda Seyfried was the dumbass girl.
No, there was another dumbass girl. She was like the one with like the slightly. Like really done up hair, like the real done up hair. Like
they were both dumb, but Amanda Seyfried was the one who didn't know what was going on the whole time. I don't fucking remember.
I mean, Rachel McAdams was still like the best part of that whole fucking movie, and like,
boo, you whore. Whatever.
Anyways,
multiverses. Arya's in that game
for some reason,
which is so weird. I think that's weird. That's
they couldn't get Jon Snow. They brought Arya, who I'll tell you this much right now. When Game of Thrones ended, people wished Arya died. Like, they couldn't give a fuck about her at this point. I wish Arya died by the fucking finale. I watched that shitty finale, guys, and I'm not going to go into Game of Thrones because that'd be another fucking 2 hours that would be sitting here, but I watched that finale. I wish she died. I wish she fucking got hit by a rock or just burned by a fucking dragon. I hated what they did with her by the end. So that's already my opinion on that. But holy shit, out of all the people from Game of Thrones that you could have brought, you could have even brought the dragon Nazi bitch Daenerys and you fucking pick her? She would have been way more interesting than fucking sword twiddling Arya. Oh, I have a sword. I'm a sword character just like Link from Brawl. Oh yeah, we haven't gotten enough of those for the last like fucking 20 years. Huh? I don't know why I'm going off so much, but like, holy shit, like, dude, it really, like, dude, guys, I wish we recorded that reaction that we filmed for you because it went, like, when she popped up, I was so confused because, like, the art style, I think, they're trying to be as faithful as they can be to, like, the original, like, illustrations from before.
Yeah.
But, like, when I saw Arya, I was confused. I was, like, literally, like, in my head, and I was about to even say it out loud, like, who is this bitch? Like, where the fuck is she from? And then it clicked, and then I said it out loud to David during our reactions. Like, David, is that Arya? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, because there was so many. Fucking Brienne of Tarth. You could have brought that unit of a woman into this game, but you picked fucking Arya? It's a wasted fucking slot, honestly, in my opinion. And again, yeah, I will reiterate. I wish Arya died, like, by the end of Game of Thrones. I wish she died. You know, there's a whole scene by the end where she, like, goes off into the sunset in her little ship because she wants to see what's out there in the world. I hope her fucking ship sank. I hope she fucking died.
Well, Dennis, in a couple of years, two things. In a couple of years when, like, you know, like, the Arya spinoff comes out, you'll be able to watch that, and then you can pray that she crashes her ship in every episode. And in the meantime, you'll be able to kill her, literally, in multiverses.
With Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Just beating her with a carrot. You're like,
what's up, Dak?
You get her in a grab, and he just, like, starts beating her with the fucking carrot. Like, just repeatedly press A to beat her.
Oh, man.
And then everyone's gonna be like, yo, does free versus like stand for child abuse? Because like Arya's a literal child who's being beaten by all these like big male characters, and I'm like, oh yeah,
up Ness for years in Smash Brothers.
It like that whole argument has so much substance when you have a literal fucking rabbit like running around beating up Batman and fucking Iron Giant. And I'm even going to say, how the fuck are they gonna fit Iron Giant considering he's a literal fucking giant?
Yeah, it's like it got a little bit of that Ridley energy.
Are they really gonna make him like fucking pint-sized? Really?
The alpha's gonna be out soon, but it's a closed alpha. There's an open beta coming in July. Maybe I'll try to get into that. Maybe we'll play. I didn't put any effort in going into the alpha. I don't care that much, if I'm being honest. I'm just gonna be straight up. Like, I'm not as excited as everybody else is for this game. Even though I am excited for it. It looks like it's gonna be cool. I've heard the gameplay is actually pretty fucking slow, which would be unfortunate.
Brawl speed?
Yeah, I hear it's kind of floaty, but like they can adjust it, they can edit that. There's
it's an alpha.
It's patch culture now. You know what I mean? It's just compared to Nick All Stars, and which is a game that's fast as fuck. I'm not gonna enjoy that other one as much, but we'll see. I just hope they can all coexist together, and just thrive like Rivals and Brawlhalla does with Smash Brothers and all that good stuff. It's just let people enjoy their games. You know what I mean?
And also again, guys, it is an alpha.
Yeah.
Don't cry like that much because it's not what the game I want. It's a fucking alpha. It's not done yet.
Yeah.
Like it's not done yet. So alphas and betas are all like testing grounds for you little sheeple. We're eventually gonna buy this game. So they're gonna get your feedback and see what the fuck works and what doesn't. So we'll see.
And I will say real quick before we go off is that one of the coolest things is character concepts in this game. Like Tom and Jerry, they fight together. And Tom is that's right. Tom, and I know that sounds weird. It's like, what the fuck? They hate each other. Like, why would you make them fight together? The way they work is that Tom is the character you control, and Jerry's like the assistant one, like the sort of puppet one. And all of their moves, all of their attacks, they like throw they throw stuff or they try to swing like a frying pan or whatever at each other, but they just either miss or like the opponent becomes like a hitbox. So the theme of them as a character is that they're not even trying to fight their opponent. They're just running around causing chaos, like, and fighting each other like they do in the show and just causing, like, destruction. Which is a really interesting concept for a character that their moveset is sort of designed around that. And that, like, their attacks just literally look like they're trying to hit each other the whole time. But that's how they actually fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's a really interesting, like, concept for a character. And I can't wait to see how that plays out.
That.
Like, that's big kudos to the devs for that, but we're already going on too long. We're a little over time as it is right now. Dennis has got to get to work, and you guys got to we got to shut the fuck up so you guys can like
your dinner.
Go do your homework.
Yeah, like the good little boys and girl you are.
Yeah, like the good little boy and girl that you are listening to the show. What's up, Remy? We're done. Here's the plugs. New episodes every single Friday at noon. You know the drill. You can follow us on our social platforms at Double D Pod on Twitter and on at the Double D Experience 21 on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube.com/Nintoonist, where I know most of you are listening, and we're available wherever you get your podcasts on all of our listening platforms on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor. Leave us good reviews on all of those. That really helps with our SEO. And yeah, just share the podcast around if you guys want it to keep going up. We would really appreciate that. We love you all. And Denise is having an aneurysm over there in the corner.
I can't believe I went off for 5 minutes about Arya. I don't even like her that much, sure, but like I didn't think my anger would like just come bubbling up like that.
Sometimes it's the things you hate the most that brings out that passion.
I don't hate Arya though. I hate how I hate Game of Thrones.
Right.
Like I hate how they ended it and everything. That's like what I hate the most. Cause like, yeah.
Well, the writers literally can't show their face in public ever again. They skip out on cons now and stuff.
Yeah, they fucking better. Cocksuckers. Pieces of shit. Bye.
Lights off.
If your name is David or Dan, I hate you. Oh, I guess I hate you, David.